Even though acoustic guitar and electric guitar are the exact same instruments, it's the nuances between the two that makes it a little bit fun to switch between the two. Alright, a lot of people learn soloing on electric guitar. It's kind of what you always hear, electric guitar solos, all that sort of fun stuff. But one thing I'm going to say is that if you are taking solos on an acoustic guitar, there are a couple things to keep in mind. Alright, here's number one. Don't try to bend on the third string. Alright, the reason being is that your third string is typically wound, and you typically use heavier strings on your acoustic guitar, so whenever you try to bend that third string, it's just never going to sound good. Alright? Unless you have really monstrous fingers, like Stevie Ray Vaughan or something, most of the licks that we can do that we're used to bending on the third string, try to slide up instead. So if I'm going to play something like a pretty standard blues lick, alright, instead of trying to bend up that note, I'm going to actually slide up to that note. Kind of gives you the same sort of feel as a bend, but without being out of tune when bending that note. That's not to say that you shouldn't bend on the first or second string, because I think those are doable and are good. Although the third string, fourth string, fifth string, sixth string, anything lower and wound tends to be a little bit trickier, especially that third string though. I find so many guitar players, their licks based around bending on that third string, and it just doesn't really sound good most of the time. Alright? So always try to work around that with a bend, or with a slide. No bend. Sorry. Instead of something like that, slide up. Or hammer on, or pull off. The second thing I'm going to talk about is utilizing your open strings. Now, on an electric guitar, it's pretty easy to get pretty high up. Alright? I think on an acoustic guitar, since it's not, and granted, I don't have a cutaway, but I don't think that really matters all that much on the ease of getting up higher. I think the big thing is going to be actually to utilize your open strings. There's these sweet overtones and nice harmonics on each of the open strings, which is why things ring out a little bit better, and why you tend to stick to open chords on an acoustic guitar, or even with capo. Kind of gives you that nice ringing and that nice overtones. So don't be afraid to practice your major scales in order to start utilizing more of your open strings when you're soloing on an acoustic guitar. Anyways, I hope this helps out, and thanks.